Hey guys, come on in. Come on in, guys. Come on in. We got some news. We got some news. We got some news. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Come in, share the live, click like when you come in. Click like when you come in. Click like. Click like when you come in. My gosh, we got to talk. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody had a great Friday. You know, that's kind of difficult to say when the Negroes of America, the colored darkies, we're sitting here finding out so much breaking news about us and the crimes that have been committed against us. And I think I have found something. I think I have found something, guys. Something else. And I'll tell you, there's this content creator named Benny Johnson. I will need for you guys to share this on TikTok. Find this white content creator named Benny Johnson and tag him into this live. And I'll explain why. Get people in here. We got to talk. As you guys may know, that this investigation, if you will, it has turned into a full-blown investigation. And this all started because the Nigerian guy from the Essence Fest decided that he would posture himself as the king of America and make plans to move our festival to Nigeria. That's how this rabbit hole just started unfolding and unfolding. However, it is taking a turn. The African Union is involved and it gets even deeper. Please share the live. Please share the live. Click like when you come in. For those of you who are sharing clips from the live, great. I've never been the type of content creator to say, don't share my clips. No, make your money, boo-boo. Just tag me in the clips so that I know who is sharing it, because kind of similar to when I first came onto YouTube and disrupted the history sector, the slavery trade winds blew a boat history sector, and I started disrupting it by saying, oh, guys, we got land patents, guys. Hey, we own land in America. No, we've been here, been here, right? And then that set of deep state operatives came after me, and they were saying very specific things. They were saying very specific things that I remember. And I'm sure some of you who've been here from the start also remember. They said I was Haitian. And then when they debunked their own myth, then they said, no, she's from Africa because she has lines around her neck, right? And those of us in the chat, my family, my friends from high school and college, we were all laughing at it. We just thought that these people are out of their minds. But then I saw this week that some of those people are resurfacing with the exact same rhetoric, which is interesting, because if you thought that I was a foreigner, I'm the one that put ICE number out. Why haven't you called ICE yet? So now that that's out the way, I want to remind people Those of you who may be new to the deep state, and every time Black Americans start figuring something out about ourselves, you come out with terroristic threats, and you come out with egregious rumors. I want to remind you that this year, the Department of Justice alerted me to the fact that I was a victim of a crime ring. Started in 2019, the investigation that was done by the Secret Service, mind you. And I was made aware of it this year, 2025. And not only was I made aware of this thing, this big crime ring that I was a victim of, I was given these options. Now, some people have already been indicted. Some people are still meddling about. And then some people, it is up to me to press charges on. It's left up to me. So be ye not deceived. Don't ever think for one moment that I won't go forward with pressing charges on anybody. Because the entire time while all that stuff was going on with me, because I came out talking about specific things, the government was watching it. Now that that's out the way, please share the live, guys. Please click like when you come in. I'm trying to get a content creator named Benny Johnson to the forefront. Now, just some updates before we get into the content. I did some guerrilla marketing, which I'm great at, and I tagged Miss Ghanaian Denise Mantley in my stories on Instagram. And she is now actively looking at my stories, probably looking at everything I do online. Welcome. Welcome to the fold. As you can see, Miss Denise Mantley, I gave you 7 whole days to get me the information that I'm requiring. You got 7 days, lady. You got 7 days, ma'am. You got 7 days. I don't care where you at in the world. You got 7 days. Because, see, you guys are not answering your emails. You guys don't want to answer your DMs. So we're going to do this very publicly. We need the financial documents of where this $65 billion went to. I have the website, the fact sheet from the website. No. We need itemization. And you have 7 days to get it. I don't want you to think that I'm not a good researcher, because if you stick around on this show alone, you'll be able to see that I'm a good researcher. I'm giving you time to give it to us. I'm giving you time to give it to us before we get attorneys involved and this thing blow up way too big. I'm gonna give you time, 7 days, lady. Since you was the executive director, you got 7 days, ma'am. This is not a terroristic threat or anything. We're just seeking the financial documents, since you all use the story of the everyday Negro, colored, Black Americans in order to get that kind of money out to the Africans. Ma'am, you got 7 days. Welcome to the show, Janice and Katie. Stick around if you don't know who Katie is. Also, guys, I'm wanting you all to get this content creator in here, because he is the cause for a reaction that happened. Also, guys, I'm wanting you all to get. Hold on. I'm live, so okay. I see what's going on. I'm on my own channel. Um, I want to show y'all a little piece of this video that this content creator did named Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson. He's a white guy who I've seen his videos before. I thought he was a part of the deep state. He still could be, but I'm not sure. But Benny Johnson is asking a specific question, and that question I'm about to show y'all right now. I'm about to show y'all what he's asking. Benny Johnson. Click like in here, guys. Please click like. I'm about to share my screen now. Benny kind of turned the white sector upside down this week because Benny was looking for the Epstein files to be released. Then something happened where they said they're not releasing the Epstein files. Then Benny made some phone calls. Benny ended up going to the White House, shaking some kind of table, and now they're saying they're going to release some transcripts from the Epstein files. As Benny was doing this, please, guys, stick around because you're going to see how all this is connected actually to our story, and it's weird. It's very weird. While Benny is doing this, huge white content creators and platforms start turning against Benny as if they don't want the Epstein files and all that to be released. Now, us on the black side, we're not paying attention to this Epstein stuff. We're going to be paying attention now. We're going to be paying attention now. I'm about to show y'all what Benny and the people, the white people, are talking about as it relates to foreigners. And then I'm going to tie something together for us all. And I'm telling you right now, when I tie this together, just go ahead and grab y'all something to drink, sit in front of the TV. We got to be very surgical with this one today. Now let's go to Benny real quick. Let's go to Benny and see what he talk about. Can y'all hear Benny? I want to make sure that you guys can hear Benny. Or do I have it down? I may have it down too far. Would have, I think, agreed with this quite steadily. Hold on. Let me go back to. Oh, come on, Benny. Let me go back to that spot that I was just at. From holding public office is a good idea, and would you help push for it? It would take care of those like Ilhan Omar, Mandami, etc. It's asking, do you think that legislation to prohibit foreign-born people from holding public office is a good idea and would help push for it? I would take care of those. It would take care of those like Omar, Mandami, etc. Now, this is why I want y'all to tag Benny in, because I got to give Benny a little history lesson real quick. And for anybody, not just Benny, but for all of you, I'm going to give y'all a history lesson. Yeah, absolutely. And I can say this because our founders would have, I think, agreed with this quite steadily. And there's a large body of literature from our founding fathers about being an American and being nothing else. Theodore Roosevelt wrote a great speech about how there's no such thing as a hyphenated American. There's no such thing as a hyphenated American. That's literally what one of the things that we're arguing now. Like, we're hyphenated, literally. African American. Well, let's keep going. Now, this is a white man with Johnson on his. Okay. And so, yes, absolutely, Shannon Wells, this is something that we should deeply and richly consider. There was a time when a lot of America's. Oh, come on. All right, let your little ad play, Benny. Since was foreign born, that was in kind of the inception of the country. Absolutely, Shannon Wells, this is something that we should deeply and richly consider. There was a time when a lot of America's population was foreign born. That was in kind of the inception of the country,
when there were so many people coming here because America wasn't even a real place. America was a colony, right? It wasn't actually a real place. It was a colony of somewhere else. But now that we have hundreds of millions of native-born Americans, somebody's going to have to explain to me the benefit of having foreigners be judges in our land. Something like a third of the district judges are foreigners in Washington, D.C. How, in what universe how is that functional? How is taking the illiterate and median 70 IQ populations of South Sudan and Somalia and plunging them into Minneapolis, in what way does that enrich Minneapolis? What?
Benny is going off. Benny said, I see some of you could not hear, because I turned it up when I saw that some of you could not hear. Please tag Benny Johnson. Please tag Benny Johnson when you share this, especially on TikTok, because he's on TikTok. He's on YouTube. You can also tag him if you share it on YouTube. You can tag him then too. Tag him anywhere. I need him to see this video. Benny Johnson said, the founding father said there's no such thing as a hyphenated American. Kind of like the fight that we're going through now with being African-American, when everybody know full well. Now, on the white side of things, they're on Epstein. We're on getting this African thing off of our name because these Africans been stealing money in this African Union, which I'm finding out, just like you have the European Union, the Africans have an African Union, but somehow they were able to grift and put us inside in order to get money from America. But what I discovered when Benny, actually my YouTube was listening to Benny, I was working. My YouTube somehow got onto Benny's channel and he said something that piqued my ears here, and then I started listening. No, I know about Benny, but this particular video that he did today, my YouTube just turned it on. You know how when you're not paying attention to YouTube, it just goes to whatever video it wants to go to. And then Benny came and I was like, wow, okay. So that prompted me to do something. But before I do that, I'm going to go back because he started questioning the origin of America and nativity and how America was started from colonies. America was not started from colonies. The United States of America was started from colonies. America was already here. There were people already here. And this is what I need Benny to know, because he's carrying a name Johnson on him. So that means somebody in your family, in your lineage, married someone over here that was already over here. And y'all had babies, because what we also know is there is no lineage of Johnsons, true Johnsons, in Europe, nowhere. In fact, nowhere else on the planet. You may find some in the Caribbean, in the Jamaican region, but as it relates to Europe, Russia, Africa, nowhere else. These Johnsons are over here. That is one of the most Negro, darky colored names of all Negro, darky colored names. In fact, Hitler, when you start reading about Hitler literally targeted the Johnson family during the World Wars because he hated jazz. And the Johnson family was some of the ones who were at the forefront of that musical genre. They literally got targeted just based on their last name. And it's the last name that you carry, and it's the last name that still to this day, they're trying to pretend as if these people held no weight. Now, I want to show something because Benny ended his live with a scripture. And it prompted me to just show a little bit history, because I want Benny and others who are like him to watch this so they won't be confused about colonies and America and the origin. Foreigners came over here by way of about three things: merchants, mercenaries, and missionaries. The missionaries, the people who propagate gospels, right? The people who were trying to civilize the population that was here. We don't want you all to get on your big platforms and negate the fact that there was a population of people here. Please share the live. This is an educational piece. I'm about to share some information with Mr. Johnson and those who are watching. Okay. I want you guys to be able to see my screen. In fact, I'm going to take Mr. Johnson down so that you all be able to see my screen. Let me take Mr. Johnson down for a second so that you could see my screen. So this is on one of the old books, and I'm not going to read this all the way out. I just want people like Mr. Johnson to see. This is actually something that's on microfilm. It's actually on microfilm, guys. So someone made a copy of something that was on microfilm, and they made this copy of this microfilm in 1983. But this microfilm, this actual book, it's 1798. Okay. Origins of Tribes and Nations of America. Now I'm going to scroll all the way down just to make my point here. Okay. When the missionaries, when the missionaries came over here, they started going into all of these tribes. That was their job. Their job was to go in the tribes, learn the language so that they can translate this gospel to these Indians. Okay. You're talking about the Lenni Lenape tribe, the Delaware tribe. They're talking about all types of tribes. The Chippewa here, the Munsee here. You know, these were missionaries. I keep calling them mercenaries. They were both. These were the missionaries were trying to learn the language of these people. Okay. The Miamis, and they're just scattered about in here. Okay. They're trying to learn the dialect of the Kickapoos and the Piyunkashaws, which in some texts you'll see Piyunkashaws spelled literally Pion Keisha. So if you type in Piankeisha, you will see a whole tribe. Now we all know which, group of people use the name Keisha. Okay. Okay, so the Piyunkashaws, the Kickapoos, all of these languages were being translated. Okay, all the native words were carefully extracted from John Eliot's translation of the Old and New Testaments into the language of these Indians, right? So they were going into all of these Indian tribes, learning the language so that they can bring scripture to the Indians. That's what this whole 336 pages of this microfilm document is about. Literally all different tribes and types of Indian. Mohawk Indian. We can just go all the way down this tribe. Onondaga, all types of Indian. They talk about the Mohican, the Cherokee, the Chickasaw, going and learning all of these language, the Tuscarora words. That's what this is about. So we don't want to make a mistake and say America was started by colonies. No, the United States was started from little colonies. America was here. Please tag Mr. Benny Johnson, because he can learn about the Choctaw dialect, the Muskogee, and how the Natchez, and how they went into these areas just to learn the language. Just to learn the language. And what we have here is an old Bible. Okay, an old Bible here. 384 pages. The Psalm of Gospel of St. John. Okay. And as you can see, these missionaries were creating these Bibles that were separate. One side was a language that the Indians could interpret, and the other side was an English side. Please share the live and click like. Hey, everybody, share the live and click like, because I want to show you guys something. Although we are removed from a lot of these old languages, these ancient languages that our ancestors spoke, in fact, if you ask me, it looks a lot like how we talk today. And, especially how Black Americans in the South, how we run our words together. They was doing the same thing. That's why these words are so long. They were just running them together, just like we ran words together. But something very interesting starts to happen when you see the juxtaposition of these two languages. One thing that we did know over here on this land where our ancestors are from, that the word Lord, our ancestors understood it as Jehovah. And all throughout this text, whether we can understand this stuff because it was removed from us as we went running off of our lands, we understood Jehovah. So we couldn't have been so uncivilized. There was no way we had nothing. If you keep reading these, we understood Jehovah. We understood that Lord was Jehovah. And so as you keep going through certain texts, and I'm not trying to be deep. I just want people, a lot of these content creators, to know what's going on, especially people like Benny, who's on his platform asking these questions and then using Bible scriptures at the end of his show. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I don't look at people no more, no less if they're looking to the Bible. Somebody needs something. I'm just letting you know that America, there were people here in this place we call America, now the United States. This last text that I want to show y'all is called the Millennial Door. Thrown open. Now this is interesting. Okay. July 4th, 1799. As you can see where I found it, the Surgeon General Archive. Okay. Now it's something that I want to read here. Actually, it's a scripture that I want to get here, right? This millennial door, it's talking about Daniel 7, verse 26 and 27. Now, this is about the people who were already here. This is what the white people saying. Okay, this is about Daniel, a dream that Daniel had. Now, let's go and pull up that scripture. Now, although he was talking about verse 26 and 27, I'm going to read this text because it might be what we're seeing here today. I'm not sure, Daniel's dream of 4 beasts. That's what I just showed you from the 1700s. This is the current text of Daniel's dream and the 4 beasts. Please share the live. This is important. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream, and visions passed through his mind. As he was laying in bed, he wrote down the substance of his dream. Daniel said, "In my vision at night, I looked, and there before me were 4 winds of heaven, churning up the great sea. 4 great beasts, each different from the other, came up out of the sea. The first was a lion, and it had wings of an eagle. I watched it until the wings were torn off, and it was lifted from the ground, so it stood on 2 feet, a human being, and the mind of a human was given to it. And there before me was a second beast, which looked like a bear. It was raised up on one of its sides, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. It was told, "Get up and eat your fill of flesh." After that, I looked, and there before me was another beast, one that looked like a leopard, and on its back had 4 wings, like those of a bird. This beast had 4 heads, and it was given authority to rule. After that, in my vision at night, I looked, and therefore before me was a 4th beast, terrifying and frightening and very powerful. It had large iron teeth. It crushed and devoured its victims and trampled underfoot whatever was left. It was different from all the former beasts, and it had 10 horns. While I was thinking about the horns, there before me was another horn, a little one, which came up along them, and 3 of the first horns were uprooted before it. This horn had eyes, like the eyes of a human being, and the mouth that spoke boastfully. As I looked, thorns were set in place, and the Ancient of Days took a seat. His clothes was as white as snow. His hair on his head was white like wool. His throne was flaming with fire, and its wheels were all ablaze. A river of fire was flowing, coming out from before him. Thousands upon thousands attended him, 10,000 times 10,000 before him. The court was seated, and the books were opened. Then I continued to watch because of the boastful words the horn was speaking. I kept looking until the beast was slain, and its blood destroyed and thrown into the blazing fire, and its body destroyed and thrown into the blazing fire. The other beasts had been stripped of their authority, but were allowed to live for a period of time. In my vision at night, I looked, and there before me was one like a son of man, coming with the clouds of heaven. He approached the Ancient of Days and was led into his presence. He was given authority, glory, and sovereign power. All nations and people of every language worshiped him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that will not pass away, and his kingdom is one that will never be destroyed. Now Daniel interpreted his own dream here. I, Daniel, was troubled in spirit, and the visions that passed through my mind disturbed me. I approached one of these standing there and asked him the meaning of all this. So he told me and gave me the interpretation of these things. The 4 great beasts are 4 kings that will rise from the earth. But the holy place, the holy people of the Most High will receive the kingdom and possess it forever. Yes, forever and ever, like the land patents say, forever. Then I wanted to know the meaning of the 4th beast, which was different from all the others and most terrifying. With its iron teeth and bronze claws, the beast was crushed and devoured its victims and trampled underfoot whatever was left. I also wanted to know about the 10 horns on his head and about the other horn that came up before which 3 of them fell. The horn that looked more imposing than the others and that had eyes and mouth that spoke boastfully. As I watched, this horn was waging war against the holy people and defeating them until the Ancient of Days came and pronounced judgment in favor of the holy people of the Most High. And the time came when they possessed the kingdom. He gave me this explanation. The 4th beast is a 4th kingdom that will appear on earth. It will be different from all other kingdoms and will devour the whole earth, trampling it down and crushing it. The 10 horns are 10 kings who will come from this kingdom, and then another king will arise different from the earlier ones. He will subdue 3 kings. He will speak against the Most High and oppress his holy people. and try to change and set times and laws. The holy people will be delivered into the hands for a time, times and a half time. But the court will sit, and his power will be taken away and completely destroyed forever. Then the sovereignty, power, and greatness of all the kingdoms under heaven will be handed over to the holy people of the Most High. His kingdom will be everlasting kingdom, and all rulers will worship and obey him. This is the end of the matter. I, Daniel, was deeply troubled by my thoughts, and my face turned pale. But I kept the matter to myself. Now, why is this reference in one of the founding documents of the United States of America, housed in the Surgeon General's archive, founded by Nese? Reason I wanted y'all to tag Benny Johnson, and also, guys, if you are streaming my live, don't do that. Come into the chat, okay? Come into the chat. Bring all ye people into the chat. I gotta show you something that's very important. Very, 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 very important. I gotta show you something that's very, very important tonight. I forgot to go live on TikTok, but I'm about to go live on TikTok real quick and tell them to come to YouTube. We got breaking news. We have breaking news, and where you may have thought these things do not intersect, they do. They do. They do. They do. Now, all week y'all have been in my chat taking crafty counsel against. And that has been in my chat all week. All week, we have been kind of feeling, away. And it's kind of been spiritual. Now, everybody don't believe in the same thing. But what we do know about ourselves and our individual beliefs is that there is something inside of us somewhere. There is something inside of us that will lead us to a conclusion when we're in search of something, when we're in search of an answer, when we're in search of why we, the people, are being treated a certain way. No matter how much we invent, no matter how much we bring to the forefront culture, history, no matter, it doesn't matter, no matter, we are still treated a certain way. And then we, the people, start asking questions. And then our spirit often, by an unction, gives us the answer. So, just as I was watching Benny today, my spirit gave me something to look at. And I'm about to give it to you guys. Now, if you are, like I said, in a group and you're like streaming my live, tell all them people to come in the chat, guys. I got to show you something. Now, we're going to go back. We're going to go back a minute, just a little while, to what brought us to this matter. And that is this money from here. And I hope Benny and the other YouTubers are watching. We, the Negro, colored, darky, whatever you guys want to call us today, community, just discovered that our name and our likeness is being used in order to transfer money all throughout Africa. Money that we cannot trace, money that we did not, as a community, we did not say, hey guys, take our money and give it to somebody other than us. We asked very loudly for reparations and it got rerouted. And so now a lot of us are on the hunt to see who, what, when, where. And I'm also here to tell you guys, every Negro, colored content creator who talks about history or any current events who are not talking about this is probably likely a part of the African Union, the very same African Union that we're investigating, and think that they will try to send any kind of threats our way. That shit over with. I'm here to tell you right now. If they're not talking about this and you see it all over the place, that means they are likely a part. Now, this 55 billion was pledged. 65 billion was given in a 2-year span. More money was given than this. This does not include USA. And for some reason, we're trying to see why this did not go through the Senate and didn't go through the House. It was just money that was sent straight out. Now, it makes me believe that this is possibly, they're using our story in our name to get this done, which means it could possibly go by private law. And if that's, we got two different laws. We got public and we got private. A lot of the land patents, a lot of the heirs property, a lot of that stuff is on the private side. So I'm trying to see, me and many others, including attorneys, are trying to see, did this money go through voting? Did this budget, was it voted on, or did it go through the private side as some money that could just be slid out? Because if you do it in our name, then it looks like, if it's on the indigenous side, which the private law is basically on the indigenous side, look like you can just slide money out. That's what we are investigating now. Okay. How? Because it seems like it would have been very public if the United States government was sending an additional 65 billion into Africa, not including the money that's already sent through USA. This is an issue. Now, guys, this is where it gets really good. It gets really, really good. Really good. Hey guys, if you're on TikTok, please come over to YouTube so that I can share my screen with you all, so you all can see what's going on here. Please come over to YouTube. Come over to YouTube really quick, because I have to show you guys. Something. Please, if you're in the chat, please share the live. I hope Benny Johnson is in here by the time I get my screen together, share my screen. Please come over to YouTube, guys. Please come over to YouTube, because your minds are about to be blown away. Blown away. Blown away. Golly, why my screen won't? I don't know why my screen keep doing this. It won't move like I wanted to move. I may have to just move myself off of the screen here. Okay, guys. Yes, come to YouTube, TikTok. Okay, so this happened, as you guys know, during the Biden-Harris administration. Okay. And some of the people who let me see, some of the companies that we're looking for P&L statements, we're looking to see where the money, how the money was spent. These are some of the companies. Just look, climate adaptation, conservation. This is not USA. This is just some other money. Now, USA generally goes for climate adaptation, energy, conservation, etc., etc. But this is just some other, net energy. All these people, we're looking for all these people. And I want y'all to keep some of these in mind. This went up to Ghana. This went to Mozambique. It went to a lot of other places. Zambia. Okay. It went to a lot of places. It went to a lot of places, guys. It went to a lot of places. Went to a lot of places. Okay, so This piqued my interest. This piqued my interest really bad because y'all remember the other day we were trying to see where did this U.S. aid thing start, who started it, etc., etc. It did lead us back to 2002, which was Bush administration. Now, not USA, Lord, not USA. African Union started in 1963, but we were trying to see how far did the African Union go back. We found the year 2002, and then we found the year 2012, when money started being released. But I went back to 2002. Then I saw Bill Clinton took a trip to Ghana in 2002. Come to YouTube right now, guys, so that you guys can see my screen. I'm about to hang this up so that you all can come get in the chat in YouTube right now, okay? Bye, guys. See you on YouTube. Okay. Y'all. Bill Clinton. Okay? Bill fucking Clinton took a trip to Ghana in 2002. September 22, former U.S. President Bill Clinton visited Ghana as a part of a 5-nation trip to Africa that included Nigeria, Rwanda, Mozambique, and South Africa. Some of the same names we just saw, right? 2002. I actually went to try to find some video from said trip, but I did find that some of the articles are still up. And during this trip, you all got to hear this, okay? President Clinton focused his talk on a recent 2-week trip to Africa, during which he visited 5 nations: Mozambique, Rwanda, Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa. Given his stated interest in economically empowering poor communities around the world, Clinton visited Africa to continue his work to promote HIV/AIDS treatment and prevention, democratization, which is taking the Democrats over there, and economic development. Other areas he have actively pursued since leaving office that were among the theme promoted on his Africa trip included racial and ethnic reconciliation, citizen participation, and education. Get this. Ghana, Clinton teamed up with the Peruvian economic, not Peruvian, just Iran, okay? Iran. Clinton teamed up with a Peruvian economist, Hernando de Soto, way to swipe a name, okay? That's a fake name. An Iranian named Hernando de Soto to help implement de Soto's initiative to grant land titles to the poor so that Africans can use their farms, homes, and businesses as collateral for credit. In all of Africa, much of the land is held in common and controlled by tribal chieftains. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, don't that sound? Don't that sound like land patents? See, not only did the Nazis take what America did to us and implement it in Germany, now here they're taking the same blueprint and they're putting it in Africa. Because what happened with our people when they came over here and started forming these colonies? You could not beat our warriors. So then these treaties were made, and then these titles were issued to make sure that, hey, you guys can be over here, but this land, this is our land. Can't fight us, you can't beat us, so do what we say. Now all of America's land is patented. We were the first on the planet. That was the first of its kind. So now all of the land is patented, and these chiefs and kings who were on the land over here start distributing these patents amongst their tribe, amongst their family, amongst the people in their provinces. So every head of family owned land. And I don't want nobody to be confused. Don't be confused thinking that these were, Siberians. I'm not talking about Siberians. I'm not talking about the Eskimos, as I read in the old book from the other day. These people were dark, browned, and that's described in the book, cinnamon colored. And then that's also described in the book. If you've seen one tribe, you've seen them all. Okay? Share the live, guys. Please continue to click like and share the live. This is surgical. This is called long form content where we actually unpack things. Let's keep unpacking this. Let's keep unpacking this. Let's keep unpacking this. Hey, guys. What's about to happen to Africa? They're not even going to see it coming. But it's on them, okay? So this is Bill Clinton in Africa, okay? 2002. And thanks to Benny Johnson's channel, I went on a little deep dive, guys, and I found exactly how Bill Clinton got to Africa in 2022. Please hang on to your horses. And if you're in my chat talking crazy, don't get blocked. Here we have unredacted Epstein flight logs. Somebody tag Benny Johnson. Hello, this is Benny. Tag him in the chat. Tell him I found. Tell him we got something here. This is 2002, guys. Guys, this is 2002. The flight went from New York to Portugal. From Portugal to Ghana. Here's who was on the flight. Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Sarah Colleen, Cindy Lopez, Shantae Davies, Andrea Mitrovok, Doug Band, David Slang, Jim Kines, Eric Nokis, Rodney Swatter, Casey Weissemer, Laura Weissemer, Ron Durkel, Gail Smith. Wait, what? What? Oh my gosh, guys, look. I found out how Bill Clinton got to Africa. And if you think it's a fluke, for those who may think it's a fluke, no, it's not a fluke. No. It says Ghana. Then they went from Ghana to Nigeria. Same group of passengers. They went from Ghana to Nigeria. Oh my God. What the from Nigeria to Rwanda? These are the actual flight logs. What? From Nigeria to Rwanda? Didn't that just what they told us he was going to do in the article? Same people. And Chris Tucker, what the fuck was your antennas? Rwanda? Nigeria? Mozambique? Isn't that just what they just said in the article? From 2002? Somebody get hello, this is Benny in here. Look at this. Wait now. When the African Union didn't they get on their feet in 2002? Did the African Union not get on their feet in 2002? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Look, then they went from Mozambique to South Africa, Cape Town. Same. Look. Aircraft B 727 31H. That's them. That is them. Cape Town, South Africa. Passenger Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Jeff Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Sarah Colleen, Cindy Lopez, Shantae Davies, Andrea Mitrovic, Doug Ban, David Slang, Jim Knez, Eric Nonax, Rodney Swatter, Casey Weissemer, Laura Weissemer, Gail Smith, Ira Maganzier. Look, then they went from Johannesburg to Cape Town. Then from Cape Town back into Ghana. Isn't Ghana where the African Union started in 2002? Wow. Then they went from Ghana to France. Same group of people. Same group of people. Then from France to England. That's Bill. Bill, get your old saxophone playing ass to the live and explain this. You ain't dead. You still alive. You and that saxophone betrayed us. You and that saxophone betrayed us, Bill. Bill, you betrayed us. I always thought Bill had something to do with that flood in my hometown. I always thought Bill was the one that told them to break that dam up there. But that's another story for another day. Bill, you betrayed us. And Chris Tucker, what was your antennas? How was you the only nigga face in the place? Okay. Then they broke the party up, guys. And then look who jumped on the plane. Girl, what you doing? Girl, what you think you doing? Girl, what do you think you're doing, Naomi? They picked Naomi up when they went to France, and then she hopped on the flight and went back to New York with them. Now, why is this important? Because the white people act like they can't find this stuff online. I don't know why they act like they can't find it, the shit online. So it starts to seem like these little proxy fights that be going on online. Oh, we want the Epstein file for what? We want the Epstein files for what? It took me 1 minute to find that. How it didn't take y'all 1 minute to find it? It took me 1 minute. I went from listening to Benny in the background, complaining about the Epstein files, and and then I scrolled. That's why I'm giving Benny a little credit here, because I wasn't looking for Bill on there. But then that must have been spirit led, because now it's looking like Bill had something to do with the creation of the African It's just so happened it's the same year, same thing. And then this girl, this fool girl, that's why I told her, you got 7 days. Don't think I can't find nothing that I need to find. You got 7 days. Then this girl right here, that I've been tagging in my stories on Instagram. Y'all follow me on Instagram, Queen Janice. That's where it goes down. I tagged her and she came right onto the story just like I thought you would. And you work for the Clinton administration. You lady. You worked for the Clinton administration. I went and read your bio. You worked for Clinton, you worked for Barack, and you worked for Biden. And you work for John Kerry. And you're a big person in the African Union. Please click like, please share the live. So when I ask myself and Katie, when we say you got 7 days, we mean you literally got 7 days to get us these goddamn files back. Because what it's looking like and this is my question to you guys, is the deep state using our likeness in order to run these dark programs these black programs that they're running, these mercenary programs, this child trafficking. Now, we also want to pay close attention to the fact that before lockdowns, there was a whole group. Who in the chat talking trash? I just got a message that somebody's in the chat talking trash. Don't get excommunicated for talking shit in my chat. There was a whole group of black girls that went missing. I remember Jada Pickett coming to Atlanta to try to shed light on this very thing, and something happened where she got kicked out of Atlanta. Now, I want Benny and those who are so hell-bent on these Epstein files, because see, the Epstein files mean nothing to black Americans. Like, it just don't mean nothing to us. We just don't care about it. We don't care about it enough. We don't care about it more than we care about these people stealing our money. But it looked like it's a connection there. Look like this intersects. And it just so happened the white people going crazy about Epstein and the black people going crazy about this money. And it's probably the same people. Was the Clintons involved in implementing the African Union? Is the black community in America the fall guys, the scapegoats for them taking money out of America and laundering it somewhere else? Do they then take that money that they launder out? And this girl, Miss Denise Mantley, she's going to prove us to be right or wrong based on whether she released these files. Because if there's nothing wrong with it, if everything gets lined up like just a business transaction, then that means we have to get the money by a lawsuit. But if this is some kind of black, dark market that they have going on and they're laundering this money to Africa, using our name, our likeness, laundering it to Africa, then paying mercenary units, paying people to steal children, paying people to sex traffic and all this stuff, she won't give me the financials. Watch. If there's nothing wrong, they'll release the financials. If there's something wrong, they're not going to release them. They're not. That means we just got used. And now we have to go all the way back. Attorneys, investigators, especially the people who are in the media, we'll have to go all the way back to the Bush era. During Bush administration, Bill Clinton was on his plane already plotting and scheming. Then it looks like Obama was literally placed in. Obama the African. It looks like Obama the African was literally placed in. Not everybody is looking like a suspect at the expense of black Americans who've been asking for money because there's this big wealth gap that's growing. And it's not because of we're lazy. No, we're working our ass. We bust our ass every day. We wake up. But we're systematically blocked. And then you're trying to move, not trying, then you moved people in place like Miss Mantley, who came straight from Ghana. From Ghana to the White House. How do you do that? And if she was able to do it, how many more people were able to do it? That means we're systematically blocked. And then they think so less of us, that all these black girls can go missing and nobody bat an eye. Is that why they won't release the Epstein files? Because you will be able to see that a lot of these are black girls, little darkies, the girls that were supposed to inherit America, the girls who their little Bible talked about were the holy people. Is it because they another group of people had already did a switcheroo and then start calling themselves the holy people? Is that why? Is it because y'all was going to bring another group of darkies from across the water who had nothing to do with our bloodline, nothing to do with our lineage? We don't have the same DNA. We don't have the same hair texture. We don't have the same skin color. We don't have the same undertones. Is it because y'all was going to bring them over here to do a switcheroo with us? Is it because you got a group of Russians, full Russians, Native Americans? That's what they call themselves over here doing a switcheroo with us. Did y'all notice that when that whole group of black girls went missing, it was kind of thrown under the rug, and then there was a campaign that went out and said Native women and girls are going missing. We need to do something about this. We need to stop this from going. Native women and children are going missing. As if. But that took us and our girls out the media. And they painted their faces with red. And then they had the red hand. And all that whole big, huge campaign took the plight of our missing girls all the way out the media. Girls that still ain't been found today. Now, who would have thought one little Nigerian trying to posture at the Essence Festival as if he run America would lead to this deep, dark hole of Bill Clinton possibly being involved with the creation of what we now call the African Union, and a huge money laundering operation, and a huge child trafficking ring, and a huge murder ring, because we also know they have murderers. Can y'all rewind your mind back to when Kamala Harris went to visit Africa? Was she not protected by the Mossad? Because I remember talking about it. And I remember other content creators wondering about how was she able to be protected by the Mossad. Kamala Harris visits Africa. Who was she protected by? Mossad. It was either Mossad or somebody. I think it was the Mossad, but it was this one big group that she was protected by. And it's like, well, how was she protected by them? And they got ties to Russia. Can anybody find that real quick? Let me see. Who was Kamala's protection force when she went to Africa? Who protected her? Who protected Visit Africa? Protected by it wasn't the Secret Service. If it was the Secret Service, then we wouldn't have made an uproar about it. It was not the Secret Service. Google is trying to tell me it was the secret. It wasn't the Secret Service, because if it was the Secret Service, nobody would have been talking about it. Everybody was talking about it because it was something like the Mossad that was protecting her when she was over there. Nah, they're gonna wipe this from the internet like they be wiping everything else from the internet. Anyway, let's keep unpacking till somebody find that. It had to be the Mossad because everybody was talking about it. It's probably on multiple content creator pages. When Kamala Harris went to Africa, she was protected by a group that was not affiliated with America. It was like if some Russian guards or somebody. I thought it was the Mossad. Somebody said this is all making too much sense. It is, and this is where it gets crazy now, because if You can find a video of Bill Clinton deboarding a plane, getting off the plane in Ghana. Now, the videos that I have found says that he got off the president's plane, the United States president's plane. But the actual records says he was on Jeffrey Epstein plane. Now, my thing is the videos I seen are from 1998. They could have did a switcheroo because all of these files are coming from the Associated Press archives. They could have did a real big cleanup when this whole Epstein thing started going down back in the day. And these files I got go from 2000 to year 2. This is a 15-year document. 15 years worth of flight logs, unredacted. Took me 1 minute. It's on Google, literally on Google. 15-year flight logs, right? So they could have very much cleaned that up and said, now this trip happened in 1998. Although all the other sources other than the Associated Press is saying this trip happened in 2002. All these African sources are saying he came here in 2002. All of them. All of them. All of the sources. So, who plane are the is not the Epstein work for the United States government? Because they're saying Epstein was intelligence. Which intelligence? Is it the CIA intelligence? Or was he a foreign intelligence? And if he was a foreign intelligence, how did Bill, when he got out of office, get so connected with foreign intelligence that he was able to fly him and his cronies out, including Chris Tucker, on a Mossad airplane, a Jeffrey Epstein Mossad plane all through Africa? And then how Naomi Campbell got her ass on the Mossad airplane and flew back over here. What's going on? Where are the children at this point? What are children and what are money? Because see, it looked like something fishy to me. It looked like something fishy to me. Now we got a few things here. For one, we need to find out. That's why this girl need to give us these files. We need to make sure that no money was given out to any foreign continent, any foreign countries in the name of Black Americans that are being used to do evil things. We need to make sure that's not happening, that has not happened. And so all of you who are investigators, all of you who are looking into this, make sure that this has not happened. Second order of business, we need to get that money back. Okay? So after 7 days, if this young lady don't produce what she need to produce, then this will escalate to legal. This will escalate to a class action lawsuit if need be. If that's how we need to get the money back, this will escalate to a class action lawsuit. I don't know another way. The United States government will need to get this money back. Come hell or high water. They will need to get this money back, and they will need to redistribute this money. Cause they got all our bank accounts. Y'all give people tax refund, and you get your money out of the account when people owe taxes. Y'all got our accounts. Get this money back. Put it in our accounts. It don't need to go through one company. It don't need to go through one organization. It's 65 million be released to one organization and given the organization. No. This need to be released through the United States government. The United States government need to get that money back just like they got it, just like they gave it. and give it back to us. That's what we're demanding. We're demanding that you get the money back from them and give it back to us, like you were supposed to in the first place. We didn't ask for more education. I think we got enough. You're looking at one of the best researchers in the United States of America right now. Anything I want to find, I can find. Anything that has ever used the internet can be found. I don't know why everybody is acting and playing crazy. These are the people over. Please click like in here, guys. Please click like. Please share the live. Please click like. Please share the live. I think it was Kay Butler. I think it was Wagner. I think she was protected by Wagner. Yes, Marcus, it needs to go from the Treasury to our bank accounts. That's where it needs to go. From the Treasury to our bank accounts. No other way. And I'm a researcher, of course. But I am not going to be responsible for no $65 million. No. Me and no other organization, because we don't know who's who out here in these streets. People still haven't, said anything negatively about the African Union yet. And I'm wondering why. I'm wondering why it's only certain people that's denouncing this stuff. I'm wondering why it's only certain people that are sitting here saying we didn't actually be part of the African Union. Like, what is this? Why aren't none of these big content creators on the black hand side that pretend like they're not getting payouts? Why aren't none of them talking about it? It's time. Come on out. Here is the leadership, and I hope Benny's watching. Benny, don't watch this around your kids, beautiful kids, because it's a little profanity. You get a little profane on your channel too. But anyway, this is why I do this show at night, because there might be some bums in here. We're adults. This is an adult show. This is not for children. We're adults, and we handle business so that the children can live a good life. That's what we do. Here are the people over the Bureau of African Affairs. Vitriol Ambassador Troy, Jonathan Pratt, which I thought he quit the other day. I don't know whether he quit or whether he owned. It's very confusing because it has him listed as an ambassador, but now it has him listed as Assistant Secretary, Bureau of African Affairs. Higgins, Melanie H. Higgins. Sanders, Karina R. Sanders. Spera, Vincent D. And Stevens, William B. Did y'all notice anything? Is it just me? Where the money at is what we asking. Where is the money? How is the African Union all white? Is Africa all white? Are y'all just doing this so that the Negroes won't be alerted? Oh, we alert either way. We are alert. Tell you that right now. We are alert. We want the money back expeditiously. We want the money back expeditiously. Okay? Bring them out. Absolutely. Somebody said could not get one. I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see where everybody at. Where is everybody? Y'all see it's going on. So y'all thought, oh, Janice's channel is so small. It'll never get out. It'll never get wings. Bullshit. I mean, you should have been learned that a long time ago. Should have been learned that a long time ago. For everybody who's new, I am the person who put out the land situation in the first place. A lot of people went to the indigenous movement just based on the land patent information alone. What had happened was I was being targeted by a large crime ring of people. My channel was sanctioned and it was deleted from YouTube. Not only my YouTube channel, my Instagram was also deleted. My Facebook, for an entire year, I was blocked off of Facebook. I can show you this stuff for an entire year. I was blocked off of Facebook. They would let me, each month I was blocked. Each month I was either blocked for 2 weeks or 1 week or the whole month for an entire year. And so during all this time, I was blocked off social media. I started using this channel because this channel was running simultaneously with my regular channel. This channel was the backup channel. So that's why you can see some of the old videos on this channel, because I had them running simultaneously. I had the videos going to both channels when my stuff started being messed with really bad. Right? So as I'm getting removed from YouTube, I started going live on this channel, and I was so shadow banned, nobody could find me. And then they reintroduced the land situation, the land patents. We got land, and they stopped talking about trade winds blew a boat from Africa all of a sudden. So then it became a two-party system. Some of us was here, and some of us came on a boat. They started towing the line, but they had to get me out the way first. So they thought. Now, what should you learn from this story? Just don't try it no more. I advise not to get in my way, because there's nothing or nobody that I can't research. There's nothing or nobody. See, people did a whole hit piece on me. However, I don't do hit pieces on people. I send people to the government. I let them do it. This is a matter that's very serious. We need to close the wealth gap in America. We have heirs property that was stolen. We have heirs property that commodities are being ran on, and you're not slick. It doesn't matter that you're pulling oil from the pipelines, pulling it out to the Gulf of America. That doesn't matter, because the land patent, we own everything down to the center of the earth. Now, unless you can drop those pipelines all the way down to the fiery furnace called the center of the earth, we're still supposed to get royalties on that stuff, guys. And if you're not going to give each individual family royalties, instead of sending the collective royalties over to Africa in the name of Negroes' darkest colors of America, we need that money dispersed to us immediately. We don't care if you give us one big check every month. You damn sure got it. Oh, you damn sure got it. You got it. You got it. I don't care whether you a deep state, medium rare state. I don't give a fuck. We need the money. You read the Bible from the founding fathers. I read it for you. They told you who's who. Ain't that's what y'all say? Promised land. Didn't it tell you about the kings? It told you was going to mistreat the real holy people of this land. It told you all that. And it said then at one point, all y'all going to have to disappear. And then the people going to have to get their stuff back. We the people, we want our stuff back. And we also, on a sidebar situation, we need y'all to stop coming in and out of our neighborhood stealing kids, because I remember when y'all had those Africans do that. I remember that. There are still videos online when the guys started catching them Africans coming in, try to steal women and children. It's still videos online of that. That was right before COVID hit. The bioweapon that was that a Nigerian was given credit for creating, a Nigerian from Yale University. That bioweapon. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, that's a whole nother thing we want restitution and reparations for. All that death that you caused on our community. Every day when we log on to social media, we have to see somebody else die from this bioweapon. See, we started calling a spade and stopped tap dancing around the situation and tiptoeing. It was a bioweapon. It targeted our community, the holy people. That's what y'all called it in y'all Bible, that y'all are hiding in the Surgeon General's archives. I didn't write the book. I just read it. Now, I don't know what ritual people think they're doing by killing the said holy people of this land. Could be some holy people on another land. I don't know. I'm not doubting it. But I'm talking about the ones that y'all was talking about on this land, the holy people of this land. We need the money. We need the money. Chris Tucker's an immigrant? Somebody said, be careful, Janice. I don't give a damn about none. I'm strapped. Look, they're the Department of Justice told me this year that I was targeted. I don't know what else to say. I actually showed the document on this channel. I don't know what else. I don't know. Be careful. You need to tell that to every black person in America. If that's the case, where are all those girls that went missing? I don't supposed to fear not a nymph fucker on the planet. You know. I'm a girl though too, so you know. But are you talking about be careful because of the Epstein files? I don't care about Epstein. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't care about it because I would have been trying to find it a long time ago if I cared. But what is crazy though is the fact that I was able to get to it and then find Bill Clinton, and it directly ties to the year 2002. Now, I also did see Trump on there, but hey, you know, Trump was not going to Epstein Island. Trump just went from one city to one city, and it was looked like about an hour flight. I didn't see him on there no more. But Bill Clinton is all up and through that list. Bill Clinton all up and through that list. And it's Googleable. I Googled it. I literally Googled it and this shit popped up. But I Googled it unredacted. And I think that's the reason why people are getting a redacted version versus an unredacted, because I Googled the unredacted version of it. I Googled that I wanted it to be unredacted. And this is probably why they're kicking themselves in the ass about this AI thing. Because Google AI pulled it right up. Like voila. That was Google. So you got to tell Google to be careful. You got to tell Google to be careful at this part. I don't know. I don't know. They say Chris Tucker's an immigrant. Oh, my goodness. Thank you guys for the super chats. Rodney said, oh, thank you. Rodney said, greetings, King. You killed it. You killed it Wednesday. I'm reading the document now on the plane. Please try to stay on for 2 hours and 10 minutes until I land. I have a question. Okay, we're at an hour and 30 minutes. We're at an hour 28 minutes. I'll try to stay on. Thank you for the super chat. Chocolate Bunny said, thank you so much for enlightening us. No problem, Chocolate Bunny. I love that name. Antoinette Johnson. You matched Benny Johnson's name. I hope Benny's in the chat. Contribution to your website. We will fight this to the end. Thank you so much, Miss Antoinette. I appreciate it. Renetta Conde, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. That Girl Shine, new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. I'm so glad your channel popped up on my recommendation. Oh, YouTube recommended me? Wow. I guess talking shit is paid off. We only talk for a cause, you know what I'm saying? It's only about a cause. I don't just come on here and randomly talk. You know what I'm saying? Randomly talk shit. It'd be for a cause if I go to yelling. Thank you for the super chat. Wonder USA, are they child trafficking? I don't know what it looked like to me. I think they was over there in Africa trying to put this whole African Union thing together. Because they use little Africans as a crash dummy hitman. But it just so happened, you know. Shit. Look at all the black women who was dismembered. Black American women now. These black American women going missing. That was going missing. Probably still is. Cause somebody just put a video up on social media the other day saying like 34 black women just went missing from DC. Just went missing. Just vanished. You know. Y'all over here wreaking havoc. Y'all got to go the fuck home with that. Y'all gotta go home. Y'all, all these ritualistic killings and drinking of the blood and all that kind of old stuff. Who told y'all? Then y'all bring your Bibles over here and translate them into all of these different Indian tongues so that you can civilize the Indians. Now you acting uncivilized, drinking blood and doing rituals. You're not blessed. And you don't have access to any old spirits by doing that. You don't have access to power or any old spirits by doing it. And if you see that all those rituals you did, everybody all across the internet is now taking note, like, oh, look at this one group of people that's doing all this bullshit. If you see, that means whatever ritual you did didn't work. You just drunk blood for nothing. You know it didn't taste good. Blood is full of iron. All you had to do was go get some scrapings off of iron, mix it with water, and drink it. Blood is just full of iron. Just doing dumbass shit for no reason. You might well have not came over here to try to civilize no Indians. You might well have just had to left us like we was. If you're gonna try to mimic the practices and call on Tecumseh, thinking he gonna save you, Tecumseh gonna protect you, that's probably what they doing. They probably doing some type of Indian ritual where they get some little Negro darky girl and do some crazy with her and try to drink her blood. And then try to do some dance and be around some fire and some wood and try to call on Tecumseh. Tecumseh, thank you niggas, it's goofy. That's what he think. I'm just telling you. Tecumseh, thank you. People are goofy. Also, guys, since so many people are on my TikTok now, I went and unprivated some of those old TikTok videos on my TikTok. I still got a whole lot of them private, but I was really trying to, like, this. None of this was on my bingo card, guys. I was about to go do something totally different. But I unprivated some of those videos for your viewing pleasure. And on one of those videos, I had pulled out some files on this channel at one point about Tecumseh. It was some heirs property records showing that Tecumseh and the Cook family were cousins. It was literally I literally pulled out Tecumseh's land files on my old channel. And on those land files, it shows how the land was divvied up. And that the Cook family, they was heirs. They was all heirs. The Cook family. And we're supposed to sit here and pretend like we don't know what Tecumseh means. We're supposed to sit here and pretend like the Cook family aren't Negroes, coloreds, darkies, blacks. We're supposed to sit here and make believe and be scared. Man, that shit crazy. That's crazy. We're not supposed to play make believe. This is not a fantasy world. This is not meta. This is real life. You're really sitting here stealing from families. Thank you for the super chat. They're saying censoring your chat is problematic as everyone has the ability to block who we don't want to hear. Counter free speech. Zionist behavior, FYI. She going off with somebody in the chat. I am an Aborigine American. My DNA is wild. It reflects all of the invaders. So don't get it twisted. I know when receptive prototypes was monetized, you, their sister here, was hiding for a reason. Brilliance. Styles by Ray, thank you so much for the super chat. You're the one I think are sharing me on TikTok. I appreciate all the shares on TikTok. Thank you so much for the super chat, Susu. What did Susu say? Thank you so much. She said, down to the bottom. Down to the bottom. I appreciate you for the super chat. I really do. Thank you for the support. Somebody said Nigerian oil company then got oil and petrochemical industries is pulling crude oil out of Oh boy, that better not be true. Oh, that better not be true. 19. How did you spell that? Dan Goat. Dan. Hold my mule, guys. Dan Goat Oil Refinery. Damn. Petroleum refinery, Leaky, Nigeria. Process about 650,000 gallons of crude oil per day. What? Dan Goat. Oh boy, definitely got to look into that. Definitely got to look into that. Cause that's crazy. That's crazy. A Nigerian oil company. A Nigerian oil company. Wowzers. Guys. Right. Do they have they don't have mineral rights? How do they get the rights to do that? How see that means that means that means what the white people probably can see the oil company, the oil in Texas right now is ran by who's the guy who's the owner of the Chiefs. A lot of that East Texas oil, who the guy who owned the Chiefs, the football team, white guy. Oh God, I can't think of his name. He the owner of the Chiefs. He was one of the first to take all that oil from the Negroes that was in East Texas. East Texas and the middle of Texas. The Bush family still down there. And you know the Bush family is the damn deep state. They is the CIA. But I don't think the Bush family, the Rockefellers, all them was connected in it was either Standard Oil or one of them. But after the World Wars, after they took it from the Negroes during the World Wars, then they went and they start controlling it. But I would really feel so bad if that's the case. Somebody said Dango is a Nigerian billionaire. I'm gonna really feel very bad if the Nigerians that came over here and got into the commodities industry from our oil. From our oil. That will be the Hunt family. Thank you. The Hunt family. Yeah. One of his heirs just died in that flood too. One of his heirs the Cowboys owner too. All of them are controlling that oil down in Texas. Now, how did the Nigerians get down there? And see that, and that's also a lot of white people when they came over here during the World Wars, they changed their names to match these Negro names because Hunt is not a common name in Europe either. And I think that guy's actually Polish, if I ain't mistaken. And it damn sure ain't a common name in Poland. So a lot of times they came over here, mimic the names that was on the actual records. Literally just changed their name. Y'all know the Jews. Y'all know the Jews are in deep arguments right now. The Jews are actually arguing. They're actually infighting. And some of them are starting to point out that, Netanyahu changed his name to sound more Jewish, and they're saying that Netanyahu ain't no real Jew. Like, they're going in. Big time Jews, too. They're going in on each other. And I'm like, they just not realizing Netanyahu changed his name. Y'all, didn't we talk about that like a year ago? He was a Malinkowski. I could have sworn we talked about that a whole year ago. About Netanyahu, the one that's been a war criminal since 84, since I was born. He probably been a war criminal since about 85, 86. But still. Then we point that out last year. How is the Jews just not getting the memo and they pissed off? They said almost every prime minister over there done changed their name. They're all under fake names. Anyway, somebody said these are more Nigerians immigrate to Texas in the last 2 years than ever in history. Really? Yes, Dangote's refinery is importing crude oil from the United States, including West Texas Intermediate, specifically the refinery near Lagos. Yeah, that's what I just pulled up. Wait, who's Cody Campbell? Amount of U.S. crude, with some reports indicating it's nearly double the amount compared to its startup phase. This reliance on U.S. Now, how are they the land that got all the minerals, all this, all that? See, now, see, thank you, Miss Lady, for pointing that out. Because who would have thought we was going to unpack this live? Now, when you hear these fools talk about, they going after Nigerian oil, you mean the refinery in Nigeria that's pulling oil from Texas, still on the backs of Negro coloreds? That's wild. Now we can go back to the World War I, where the cinnamon people, the darkies, was loaning oil for the benefit of the war. We gave oil to the Allies. We literally gave oil to the Allies to benefit the war. Now look at you, just see, and that's why I believe the rituals that they're doing, for one, I believe they're using black girls because they match our genetics. And the ritual probably has something to do with keeping us blind or in the dark or something. But what they don't understand about carbon, see, this is one thing. I ain't never met too many scientists, white scientists, Asian scientists, that just actually smarter than us. We just don't have the opportunity. We don't have the facilities. That's our problem. We don't have the opportunities, nor do we have the facilities to prove how smart we are in science. One of the first science books here in America, in the world period, came from a dark American. So, what they don't understand about carbon, which so many of them consistently study, carbon changes. That's what they don't understand. That's the part that they don't understand. Carbon changes. That's the part that you need to understand. Although you may not be a scientist, you need to understand that carbon, the thing that we make just sitting still every day. The reason why they want to say we need zero carbon emission, because they say we breathe out CO2 and we're, disrupting the atmosphere, when in actuality, all y'all got to do is go back to fucking where you're from. And then you won't have to worry about the atmosphere being disrupted. You go back to your homeland, where are you from? And then you won't have to worry about how much carbon the darkies emit. How about that? Emit. You won't have to worry about it. Go back to where you're from. Okay? But the stuff that we make just daily, right? It does so much. It does so much. We're so precious. It does so much. It's everlasting. It's immortal. And it changes. That's the part that scientists don't recognize. See, you can splice DNA, you can splice RNA, but if carbon gets a hold of it, it will change it back to its original form. The body is very amazing. The body that makes carbon, that's the only body that they study. The body that makes carbon has a history system built into it. Literally. The body will always change itself back to that history system in the body. That history system in the body of carbon will always change itself back to the beginning. It will try to change itself back to the beginning. Sometimes you may feel like you're getting sick. You don't know why you're getting sick. You don't even know you came in contact with a pathogen. The body knows. The body will make you lose your appetite in order to fix itself. And that's why fasting is important. Dry fasting is so important because dry fasting allows the body to do a scan. It scans itself. God is amazing. God made this body perfect. God made us so perfect with this carbon. He didn't want nobody to mistake who we were. He didn't want nobody to mistake it. I made this person like this for a reason because I want this person to be everlasting. I didn't want nobody to come in here and play God, set up nuclear reactors, set up nuclear testing, and do all this to these people because you will pay. Now, you may think you won't pay because you feel so much like God and your money control you and you got your private jets that are emitting more carbon dioxide than any other person can breathe out. You can have 80 billion of us, 100 billion of us in the same state, and we still won't breathe out more carbon than that private jet you zooming all up across the friendly skies are emitting. So God made us so perfect that he said you will be punished if you mess with these. And y'all just messed with a whole lot of these during COVID, and then you're wondering why everything is crumbling. Why it looked like the four-headed beast is being just slayed. Why it looked like one video can slay 1 million people. Why is that? One person can put out a video and everybody start falling to their knees. That's because for too long, you started messing with one of God's most perfect creations. Now, they also got a book that's housed in the Surgeon General that talks about the Son of God versus the Son of Man. Now, why would that be housed in the founding documents of the Surgeon General? If you didn't know who you was messing with over here, you knew it. But see, you thought that you can mess with these people and do rituals and get power and it go unscathed. No, that's not how it works. See, all carbon is not built the same. All carbon is not alike. So you may have the carbons over that's right there on the equator that's burned. You may have them try to do your dirty work. It won't work. You can only play with us to a certain extent. You can only play with us to a certain extent, guys. And then you have to start paying for every wrong that you did. You have to. So what they're probably doing, because they know we woke up, we outside, and we want answers. The Democratic Party probably know they're over with. They're over and done. The Republican Party, if Trump don't go ahead and release these Epstein files, look like them guys on their last leg with the Republican Party. I don't know why Trump won't release whatever files he won't release, because from what I see, look like Trump, I don't know, maybe it's something else. Maybe he's scared of something else. I don't know. But the public files that I just pulled up, Trump is on there, but like I said, it's just one flight to some. Epstein Island is actually on those files. So you can see who flew to the island. You can see it on the files. You know. So when you mess, going back to what I was saying, when you mess with God's people, you probably think, I'll get away with it. When you see God's people start waking up, you probably say, well, let's move this to Africa before that beast stir back up in the ocean and starts destroying us. Let's just tuck and hide before. So let's go to Africa. Let's hide it in Africa. So that's probably a white company, and a black man is the face for it, just like they just did with the Essence and Sundial. And that boy did not have enough money to buy Essence magazine and Sundial and Shea Moisture and all that. But when we started boycotting Shea Moisture back in the day, they slid it to an African to calm everybody down. They didn't say he was African. They just said he was a black man. And then they left it up to us to figure it out, right? So they could be doing the same thing with this oil, except y'all got to pay. I don't know another way. And me saying y'all got to pay, it ain't just coming from me. I'm talking about y'all got to pay. And a lot more people feel that way than you think. A lot more people feel that way than the people may think. Y'all got to pay. Y'all got, and we're not finna sit over here with no wealth gap. Imagine us having a wealth gap on our land, and we the only niggas over here with any kind of history, any kind of contributions, period. Man, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to think. It's crazy to think. It's crazy to think. It's crazy. Let's see. Marcus said, break the illusion. Absolutely. Gotta break the illusion. Thank you for sharing the information, sis. I've been sharing your channel name everywhere yesterday and today. So enlightening. Thank you so much, Nikki P. Look like I seen your name somewhere. I appreciate you for sharing. I appreciate everybody who's sharing the videos. Men, y'all need to get involved. I got something for men. I gotta ask y'all something. Men and the elders. So I gotta ask y'all something. Regina Render, thank you so much. You're one of my OGs. I miss seeing your name. She sent me a super sticker. I appreciate the super sticker. Thank you so much, Miss Regina. Miss Render. Man, y'all know what a bug out bag is? They call it a bug out bag, but really it's just an emergency purposes bag. I'm looking at these proxy wars that they're trying to do over in Europe, throwing sticks and knives at each other. Now they've got North Africa involved. And then Nigeria and Ghana, they're fighting each other. A lot of proxy stuff going on. I don't know why they're fighting. We're the only ones that should be fighting. We the only ones that ain't getting no money at it. I need y'all to make these for the elders in your family, please. Flashlights. You can get any kind of lights. These are lights for my guns. But any kind of lights. Get them a bag. Get them a bag. Get them some lights. Get them a knife. A whistle. Something moisturizing. Guys, please listen. Something moisturizing. Need to get them something like a light. Something like a reflector. So if in case a flood happened or anything like that, a helicopter can find them if they shine this up. You can find these for $1. You can find these for $1. Some gauze, maybe something like some gauze, and a protractor. A protractor. If you can find, now you don't have to, Get everything. But if you can make some little bags for the elders in your family, because a lot of times when stuff happens really quickly, people don't have things in one area that they can just grab and go. Get them a bag in their house so they can grab it and go. Okay, because these floods are happening really quick. I personally think people are breaking dams, playing with dams. People are cloud seeding. um I feel like that's how they go to war with us. And yes, it is hurricane season. However, some of this stuff, some of these floods is kind of fishy. So get the elders a bug out bag, please. Get the elders. We ain't got to call it a bug out bag. We actually need just a emergency kit. Make the elders men if you can make the elders an emergency kit. Okay, you know what to put in it. You can get a little pocket knives. You can get little knives from anywhere. This ain't no little knife. This knife got about 80 little things on it. But you can get these from anywhere. Okay. Whistle. Something moisturizing. Okay. Protractor, rope, flashlight, mini flashlights if you can. And the elders or anybody 45 and up,